Hey, back at it again with another vision video. So in this video explaining of this vision was a vision that I had. Someone had broke into my home. Someone broke into my home when I came home from work. I work in the Gulf, work offshore. So when I came home from work, I walked up on my step and I saw my doors cracked open. So I'm like, this is the vision. So I'm like, this kind of strange. My door cracked open. So when I opened up my door, it was like my house was like completely empty. I'm talking about it was empty. And it's like it was so empty to where when I opened up the door, the only thing I saw was like this plastic bag, or maybe it was a white paper bag. I mean, like a sheet of paper. Yeah. So I don't know if you ever was on the interstate or highway, or wherever you was driving by, and you it had like a plastic bag or a paper bag or something on the road. When you pass by, how the wind just catch it. You know what I'm saying? It does that real fast, and it comes down real slow. That's how this had happened. This paper bag happened whenever I opened the door to my home. And so I'm kind of thinking it's like crazy, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I ended up walking in. This is gonna be a real quick. I say that on all my videos, man. So I ended up walking inside of my house, and like I said, it was nothing there. It was almost like if whenever you first get in a new apartment or something, and there's just nothing there, nothing on the wall, no furniture, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So this is how this was. It was like nothing was there. I didn't even have freaking blinds or curtains on the over the windows. It was like I was completely robbed. And so I went in my bedroom, and which is at one point I made it the guest room because my bedroom was all the way in the back. But what I'm about to tell you, what I saw in this room was the room that was in the middle. And it ended up being my bedroom, then it ended up being the guest room. But at that time it was my bedroom. So I opened up that door, and when I opened it up, it was also empty. It was completely empty also. Then all of a sudden this weight bench, disappeared in the middle of the floor. And it had no weights on it, but it was a weight bench in the bar. You know what I'm saying? And but the bar didn't have no weights on it. So I'm kind of looking at them like, that's kind of strange. You know what I'm saying? Like a freaking weight bench in here and the bar, and there's no weights on it. So I was just thinking all that. So anyway, I woke up. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is a quick one. So I woke up. And I told a few people about it. You know what I'm saying? And days went by, freaking weeks went by. Even a few months went by. So again, I'm offshore. So about 3 months later, after this had happened, I'm offshore, and then I come home, and then so this is not a dream anymore. This is like really happening now. Like I said, 3 months later. So I see my door cracked open. And when I saw it cracked open, well, actually, before that happened, my neighbor ran up to me. He's an old man, old man. I'm not even sure if he's still alive. God bless his soul, Mr. Gordon. What's his name? Be old Hafer son sometime. But bless his old soul, man. If he's still around, kind of seemed like if I see him, I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that he's still alive. He's one of them old hard rascals. So anyway, he came to tell me, to say, hey man, I think somebody broke your house. He was like, I didn't know what to do or something like that. But he said, your door cracked open. He said, I heard some noise. So I'm thinking, okay, well, you could have called the cops or whatever. But I wasn't trying to get into that with old man. So I walked into my step. The door's cracked open, and I opened it up, and my freaking whole house was like junk, bro. It's like they trashed the whole house. You know, they stole all the TVs, you know, the freaking Blu-rays. So that's how long ago this vision was. You know what I'm saying? They stole the Blu-rays, stole those, stole some clothes. They stole my shoes. Man, I used to be big on tennis shoes, right? Like I said, this is the time. Well, no, I hadn't quit selling drugs. I hadn't left the game alone, but I still had a lot of shoes from that. So I had like probably like, I don't know, damn near 100 pairs of freaking shoes. You know how black culture is. You know, we love shoes, boy. We love some. You know, our men love shoes. Our women love purses. Or you know, a lot of that changed now in every culture. But you know what I'm saying? Like so it's so they stole all that. You know what I'm saying? The rascals even stole some of my boxers, bro. You know, but you know, but to rewind, it was like whenever I opened up my door and I saw how my house was so junky, it was like I immediately got like infuriated. You know what I'm saying? I immediately got like you could see the flame, the blood in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? My blood had started falling, but it happened so fast. It's like soon as it had made that perfect little, you know, like that perfect little snap where it hit me, it was gone. You know what I'm saying? It was gone, and I just got this joy just came over me, man. And I was happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds crazy, but you know, I was happy. I was so happy that stuff had happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I was so happy that they had broken into my house and stole all this. I was happy, man. I was happy. And the reason why I was happy, because I realized that God had showed me the vision like 3 months ago, like before this stuff even happened. And that weight bench, I now understood what the weight bench meant. It meant that I couldn't. It meant that I couldn't be weighed down. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was a bench. That's why I had the you know, the weight bar, but it didn't have no weights on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the revelation that you know, the Most High, you know, God gave to me. It meant that you couldn't be weighed down. So that's why it immediately that left me, because it brought me right back to it already prepared me for it. So I guess I was more excited about the idea because that was like one of the first times where I actually saw something in a dream and then it actually like came into reality. You know, but that didn't happen multiple times since that dream that didn't happen. That was like some of my first dreams, this one right here in particular. And so I was just so happy and so amazed that, you know, like you know, that's like some spiritual stuff. That's some heavenly stuff. That's something, you know, that's outside the cosmos. That, you know, it's like you saw it in the dream and it happened. You know what I'm saying? It sucked that my house was broken into, you know, but nevertheless, the joy that I got, the joy that I got from it, you know, it was good to me. You know, it was good. It was good for me. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I remember I told that to this thug. I told this thug person that. And whenever I told it to him, he was like, man, that's fire, man, that's fire. But you know, he was saying it almost in a sense like if he wished like if that happened to him, and you know, he could have used that as street credit and put it in a fire ass gangster hook or something. Like he could have put it in as a gangster rap song or something. You know what I'm saying? And so I told it to the church too, because you know I was deep in the church at the time. So I told it to the church members, and I have, you know, my cousin. This was a family church, so you know pretty much everybody in there is family. 90% of people there is family. So one of my cousins, he was just, oh no, I know that ain't oh, I know you was mad. You can't come in here and lie and talk about you was mad. and you wasn't mad. I know you was mad. Shoot, your house got broken in, stole all your stuff. Oh, you was mad. So I didn't even try to even like, you know, argue with Ken folk about it or nothing, but it was just, to me, I'm just like how you gonna have the audacity to tell me what I felt? You know what I'm saying? And then trying to, you know, like you really was believing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you really trying to convince others, me and others, that like I didn't feel bad. Like if that would have happened to you, like you know that you wasn't gonna have this type of joy that I'm saying that I'm having. You know, I guess it is a little hot out here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm like whatever. So, but it was just funny how he tried to say that, because whenever God put that on you, whenever God puts you through something, I'm talking about, man, anything can happen, man. It don't matter what it is. If God send that Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, if He send that on you, man, whatever, you don't care what happened, you about to feel some joy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel some joy, and that's exactly what I felt. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that dream right there always stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, cause that was, you know, that was dope to me too. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got the revelation, you know, like old boy said, I was kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? I was like, pooh. I said, man, that means that I couldn't be weighed down. Man, I couldn't be weighed down. So yeah, that was fire to me too. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I feel him in a sense. But yeah, you know, God will use you, and the Most High use you in any way, man. He use you in any way, put you through any situation, and He'll make that thing turn out to be good. And so after that happened, you know what I'm saying, I ended up with all nicer things. I ended up with 2 more TVs. I think that was like some 30s, 40 something inches that I had. I ended up getting like some 60 something inches, 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting more, you know, polos, you know, different. So it was like all the stuff they took, they didn't even, they took it, but I got double, I got better. And then I had a treasure, not a treasure chest, a safe. You know what I'm saying? I had a safe, and I had like some ancient coins in there, and like a lot of old $2 bills and some $1 bills with the stars and stuff on them. You know what I'm saying? And what else I had in there? And I probably had like a passport, you know, different stuff like that. But anyway, right on side of the wash and dryer, I had like a lot of junk there, you know what I'm saying? Like some boxes with stuff that I need to get rid of. So I had it hidden there. And don't you know that them rascals, show you how God blind is. They had, soon as I remembered that, I went straight to it, and all I had to do was, I had like this work vest. This work vest was right on top of it. All they had to do was lift it up, and it was right there. So the thing was, they had done dug it out. That was the crazy part. They had dug it out, bro. Because it wasn't just sitting on top like that. It was underneath the thing. So they dug it out, and for somehow it ended up on the very top of the stack, but it was still covered with a vest, and then they didn't even touch it. So I thought that was pretty cool too, you know what I'm saying? So I still got that stuff till today. But anyway, yeah, you know, just another like I said, vision, because a lot of visions that we have. So a lot of these visions that I'm telling y'all, I actually took the date, the time, and all that on it, but I would have to go through my phone and look from years, and then I got different phones now, but you know, you back stuff up, you still got all that. So I'm like, that's why I'd say like 10 years, 8 years, or like some of the recent ones. You know, I believe the Donald Trump inauguration one, that was pretty recent. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to say, okay, well, this one was recent. You know, or like the 3333333. You know, that was just a few days ago. I wasn't even a week old yet. You know, but I explained that in the other video. So, but I'm always having them, man. I'm always having them, and you know, like I said, I'm gifted, man. You know, I'm gifted. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm chosen. You know, stuff like that. And God, the Most High, is gonna use me in this you know, coming age, because the Most High is raising up some new allegiance, man. You know, he been, you know, we're a different breed, man. You know, we you know, and you know, it's the way how the system and stuff is rolling too. because, you know, I got like aunties and uncles, you know, family members that's, you know, that's long gone, you know, that paved the way for us. You know, I inherited, you know, a lot of this powerful gifts that I have from my ancestors, you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for, you know what I'm saying, for my my ancestors, man. You know, like I be saying a lot, it's like my Uncle D, man. I have Uncle D. He got you know, he got beautiful, you know, wonderful, powerful kids, man, all the way down to his great grandkids, man. That whole lineage, you know, they're blessed people. And I see Uncle D a lot, man. I see him a lot in my dreams, man. He be, you know, other than this one last time when I saw him, I guess I was doing something that he wasn't like too fond of, and he kind of like shooting me off of him, and that kind of like hurt my feelings because you know, Uncle D never done that to me before in a dream, you know what I'm saying? But I'll probably explain why he done that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was my bad, you know what I'm saying? It was something that I shouldn't have said. It was something that I said that I shouldn't have said. So it's just to show you, man, how real that is, man. For him to come in my dream and he had been and passed away, and for him to tap into it and you know, and was letting me know like nah, you ain't gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? That kind of scared me, man. It kind of hurt my feelings too. You know what I'm saying? Because I see Uncle D a lot, man. I don't know, like, and it wasn't like I had a connection with my uncle like that whenever he was alive. You know, we would speak, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, but it wasn't like we had the connection. But I remember when he was getting real older, and at that point I then totally gave my life to God, you know, to Jesus Christ, because that's what I was at the time. He would have this smile on his face when he would see me. You know, because he was kind of like partially blind, I guess. He couldn't really see that good. But whenever he knew it was me and he would see me, he would smile, man. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was like, hell yeah. You know, it was a certain smile that he had for me, man. So, you know, and for him, and for that very last one that I saw him when he did that, you know, I need him to come back. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You know, come back, you know, smiling and. All right, brother, you know what I'm saying? And happy how he was when he was seeing me. My grandmother, you know, my Uncle Red, he's another one I be seeing a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I see Uncle Red on my grandmother, it's like they just always smiling. You know what I'm saying? They just like always smiling, bro. You know, like they just happy for me, man. You know what I'm saying? My Uncle Harry Lee, you know what I'm saying? I see him every once in a while. You know, he be happy too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I really never had like a physical connection with them whenever they was alive, but it's just funny like how I have a connection with them now that they you know, they my ancestors, that they passed away, and I'm pretty sure they kids don't even know that I've actually have had these type of connections with their parents, other than them hearing this video and hearing me saying it right now. But so yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's I you know, it's, and you know, it's. And you know, I inherited that stuff, man, and the spirit, man, you know, the love, the way how they believed in God, you know what I'm saying, the way how they walk for God, walk with God, you know what I'm saying. It's like it's like, you know, it's what I'm trying to say is that it's like we don't see that in church no more, like talking about, you know what I'm saying. It was almost like if it was like that. I ain't gonna say slavery, none of that. I ain't gonna say none of that. But it was, you know, you can really praise God, man, whenever you come from the bottom. You can really praise God whenever you like come from that slavery part of that time, and then, you know, you crossed into it to where, you know, you finally was getting a break. But you remember a lot of that stuff. You experienced a lot of that stuff. You know, you worked in the fields. You know, you did all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my people, you know, we got down and we did that. Hell, I'm 43 years old right now. I'll be 44 September the 24th. And I used to work in the fields. You know what I'm saying? When I was at 16, you know, 17, I went to live with my Aunt Joyce in Opelousas, and hell, we'll go with her and my uncles, and then we'll go work in the potato fields. And man, we'll go work in the fields, man. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem with that. You know, I'm not about to get down and get it now. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it was like you know, I enjoyed that. You know, I obviously didn't have a whip behind it or nothing like that. But you know, I was glad to that, you know, in my time, because it seemed like we're getting past that, but the system's still against us. But, you know, in my time, it was like I experienced that, you know what I'm saying? I feel good. I felt good about it, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I'm just glad to know that I got, you know, my ancestors, you know what I'm saying, looking over me, man. And it, you know, keeps me on the right track and know that I'm on the right path. Even though I'm kind of, you know, straying away from certain names and certain, you know, upbringings, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But for nevertheless, you know, we still connected. We're always gonna be connected. So, so yeah, you know, that was, you know, that was a powerful dream, man. It's like a lot of us out here, you know, and this is for every different ethnic group, but mainly, you know, the so-called African American. We got a lot of power, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the system's scared of. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid for us to tap in. They're afraid for us to put away their God and tap into our true God. And that true God is within tapping into yourself first, finding out who you is. You know what I'm saying? As a God. Because like I always say, you know, God is us, and we are gods, and God is us. You know what I'm saying? And that's why God said, I've been knowing you before you was in your mother's womb, because he been on us. You know what I'm saying? We already was created somewhere in the cosmos as a spiritual being before we became a human being. All we are just a spiritual being having a human being experience. And once we can like tap into all that, we're gonna really understand that what Yeshua, who the word knows Jesus Christ, meant what he said when he said, y'all gonna do greater things than I did. Because we got those same powers, you know what I'm saying? You got those same powers, man. You just got to understand who you is first, accept who you are first, believe who you is first, and then you can come out of it with a lot of power and glory, you know what I'm saying, and start moving things with your mind. You know, not that I'm doing any of that stuff yet, you know what I'm saying? But it's our inheritance, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's our culture. Hell, you know what I'm saying? It's our culture. So anyway, yeah, so enough on that video, and I'm gonna bring you guys another one. So thanks for watching. Hallelujah.